let us now study error in the division or quotient of two quantities. So when I divide two quantities, what will be the error that we will find here? So first step here, let delta A and delta B be the absolute errors in A and B. Be the absolute errors in A and B. Okay, so A and B are two quantities, and delta A and delta B the absolute errors in A and B. Okay, so let's see now the first step, that is measured value of A. Okay, what a value of A we measure. Okay, so measured value of A, that will be equal to A plus or minus delta A. Okay, so if you measure some length, there will be some error there. Okay, so same way, let's see now the measured value of B. Okay, that will be B plus or minus delta B. Now what you must do, you must find the division only now. So we will consider division here, okay, or the say quotient. Okay, consider the quotient. Consider the quotient. That is Z is equal to A by B. Okay, you must divide A by B. So this Z will have an error now. Okay, so that will be Z plus or minus delta Z is equal to, instead of A you write this quantity, that is A plus or minus delta A divided by B plus or minus delta B. Okay, so now what we do in this first one, what A is there now, I'll take A outside the bracket. Okay, let's see what we get now. So we get here A into 1 plus or minus, okay, and you must divide this by A now. See, I've taken A outside, so that you must divide this delta A by A. So delta A by A. Same way below, what we do, we take B outside. So B into 1 plus or minus delta B by B. Okay, so now let's rearrange and write here, and I'll take this this thing, it's 1 plus or minus delta B by B, I'll take numerator, so it will become power minus 1 will happen. Okay, let me write in this side. Okay, so let me write here. So we get here left side Z, Z plus or minus delta Z is equal to A by B will come now. Okay, A by B is Z, and then 1 plus or minus delta A by A, okay, into this quantity. Okay, that will be 1 plus or minus delta B by B power minus 1. Okay, we taken it up here. Now we have some theorem called as binomial theorem. Okay, so let's use the theorem here. So using binomial theorem, okay, so it states that we'll take quantity here 1 plus x power n, that will be equal to 1 plus nx. Okay, so this happens if x is very much smaller than 1. Okay, it's a small number, so we get here 1 plus x power n is equal to 1 plus nx. This formula we're going to use it here, okay, in this thing. Okay, so what we get is Z plus or minus delta Z is equal to A by B into 1 plus or minus delta A by A into this one, you multiply the minus sign inside. So what happens, 1 plus into minus will become minus here. Okay, and minus into minus will become plus. Okay, delta B by B. Okay, so I use this binomial theorem here, 1 plus x power n. You take the n inside, multiply n inside. So here n is minus 1. Okay, so I done this thing step. Now you see this A by B is n. Okay, A by B we can write as Z itself now. Okay, we learned that Z is equal to A by B. So I'll write Z here. So Z plus or minus delta Z is equal to Z into 1 plus or minus delta A by A into 1. This is also plus or minus only. Okay, plus or minus, you can write minus or plus, both same only. Okay, delta B by B. Okay, and now what next step, what you do, we divide everywhere by Z. Okay, so divide by Z on both sides. Okay, so divide by Z, what happens? I first write the step here, then we'll divide and see. Z plus or minus delta Z is equal to Z into 1 plus or minus delta A by A into 1 plus or minus delta B by B. Okay, so divide by Z now everywhere. Divide by Z. Okay, divide by Z. So Z and Z will cancel. So we get here 1. This side also get here 1 here. Okay, so let me erase this part here and we will continue that side. Okay, I erase this part here. Let me write this next step that side. Okay, so here this thing is 1. okay, 1 plus or minus delta z by z, okay, is equal to, open the bracket here, 1 plus or minus delta a by a into that 1 plus or minus delta b by b. Okay. So let us see now what do. So we'll multiply this inside the brackets here. Okay. So 1 into 1, okay, that will come 1 here. Then 1 into plus or minus delta b. So plus or minus delta b by b. Then this step, okay, multiply this into this. So plus or minus delta a by a. That's into 1, no, same one we get. The last one is multiply this here. Okay. So delta a by a into delta b by b. So plus or minus delta a by a into delta b by b. Okay. Now you see that delta a by a is small and delta b by b is also small. Okay. So the product will be very small. Neglect this term here. Okay. So neglect it. Okay. Because it's small. Okay. Since it's small, so what happens is when neglect this, let's write this side here. So 1 plus or minus delta z by z is equal to 1 plus or minus, I'll write delta a first. Okay. So delta a by a plus or minus delta b by b. Okay. This step we neglected. Okay. So what happens? 1 and 1 will cancel. Okay. Now we take the positive terms only. So we get here plus, that is, we can neglect plus also, plus delta z by z is equal to delta a by a plus delta b by b. Okay. So this is the formula to find the error. Okay. This we say maximum fractional error. Okay. So is equal to sum of the fractionals of the individual ones. So we must use this formula to find the error in division. Okay. So that we'll do in a example sum, and then it's easy to understand that. Okay. So thank you for watching.